Pac-Man whilst on horseback
Yeah.
using a rope.
Best way to start the stream.
Oh. Epic.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
It's fine. It's on my main channel, not on my Minecraft channel, so I'm not so fussed. Right. Yeah, I've not played this in a while. I've also not updated in a while, so I'm currently on R27886. Oh no, this isn't a WASD game. That nearly went badly. I've not played this in a while, but I said I would play it. So I'm currently joined by Ash, Han, and Master Stu. A bit later we're going to be playing some slightly different games, but as I say, I said I'd play this, so playing it I shall.
I feel like I played this game back in the day, or at least pre-Curse, or
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't these the
like
games where like
Transport Tycoon or something? It was called
This is Transport
Business
Tycoon.
Or maybe Business Tycoon. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, but Transport Tycoon is a nice game that has been around for a long time. However, the basic Transport Tycoon is, at least for me, it's not very good. It's too limiting in certain areas. So...
is this in any relations to like, isn't there like, what is it, Coaster Tycoon, where like you build the amusement
It's a
park
Chris Sawyer
and stuff?
game, originally. I don't know of the significance of that with other things, but...
Hi Penny.
Hello, Penny.
Hey.
I shared your stuff. That's kind of my job.
Understandable.
I need to go back and check my Rising Sun and see if that actually looks, how the quality is.
It looked really good from what I saw yesterday, because I was watching it.
Alright, this is going to be my very, very simple starting business. Oh, what? Is that
It
not...
seems the Vermintide devs have made some minor errors, since I'm pretty sure they have removed the spawn cap on certain maps. Meaning you are fighting infinite hordes of Skaven.
That sounds a bit like when I used to play it.
I'm pretty sure that's the beta of the deals.
Yeah, it is.
That's probably...
Imagine if that was just a thing though now, where they don't have a spawn cap. Because I know we had that yesterday with when playing with Benjamima, and it's just like, we're in that corridor, and it's like, should we just leave?
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of
Like
them.
Left 4 Dead, the zombies will eventually stop, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Yeah, unless you do something to trigger them again.
Yeah.
Then again, infinite hordes of enemies aren't too bad, unless you have, you know, an objective to fulfill that is not kill them all.
Now, I have realised, people in the stream, that I have this normally set up for graphics where I'm used to seeing everything, and I've not played this in a while. I'm just like, why did I have it so zoomed out? Well, that's my first two trains set up. Now to go from there. So I try and start with industrial stuff, because that's generally just easier. Passengers can be a bit more... Generally, passengers pay better in terms of short trains, but it's a bit hit and miss, and sometimes, especially I think some of the more recent updates, that I have at least, not the actual recent updates, and I've updated this for, too long, you will have problems with passengers that only want to go to one place that you don't go to, so your passengers just wait at the station and get progressively more unhappy. Good times. Oh, I am out of cash. Let's fix that. So how's your weekend's been going then? People in the VC with me.
Pretty good.
Quite good.
Yeah, work was better today. That was good.
Reassuring.
No unruly dogs to deal with.
Nah, honestly, it's not usually the dogs. It's more the people and some of the shit that comes up that I have to deal with that's more annoying. So, or just myself making mistakes because I'm really hard on myself as a person. So when I make mistakes, it stresses me out. So.
Understandable.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, other than getting kicked in the neck, it was alright.
I've been kicked in the neck, I don't think, doing any combat sports. I know I got hit in the wrist so hard it gave me a dead arm, and I genuinely had to spend some time looking for the weapon I'd been holding.
Luckily, it's one of those things that I'll probably just feel tomorrow morning as of right now.
There's fairly low production on this forest, but that's not such an issue. Just going to clone the existing train because you can't really get much exciting when you've got things. Also, I probably should run these with shorter trains, but yeah, you know, it's 35-mile-an-hour freight. It's not in a rush. Right, so let's have a look at the industry directory. Type. So we've got 3 sawmills, 2 forests. Well, that's unoptimal, but it is also a good idea to have a diverse collection of industries so you can drop stuff off. Like, say, for whatever reason, you have a supply issue and one of your factories just dies and just stops, you know, it closes down or whatever, you can at least try and recover a bit. Now, the other problem is, if I try and build a line around here, I am going to be very limited very quickly because unless I start doing, like, purchasing back the land around the tracks, they will build all around my railway, and I will have to build a new railway at a later point. Good times. So I'm going to go with... There's a nice little line of things here, and I'm going to try and basically make a nice coastline railway. I'm going to go with 4-track terminus, because that's my standard. I'm going to have it facing that way. I'm then going to have a 2-track one there, and I'm intentionally capping off that road so they can't build past me. Gonna have one there, another one. I've also got the buildings on ghost mode, just so it's a bit easier to, you know, again, work around them. Now, technically, one of these should be a junction. I'm probably going to have the junction being a second station over here. So now I'll just make this a 2. Hello, Steve. I am having more people than anticipated because I've just been sharing my link out and people apparently want to watch things that are not Minecraft.
Well, you're building trains.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what people know you for.
Yeah.
Building stuff in trains.
So I'm going to have... This is a slightly bigger station because I plan to have this as the short end terminus sort of thing. So I need to do a slightly different track layout because I'm going to have trains coming this way, trains terminating, and trains going this way, all in the same small area.
God, revitalizing Britain.
I'm currently in 1855, so it's sort of just building.
Oh, is this America?
No.
Or is this England?
It's the UK set.
Yay.
I do love how in Vermintide you can just knock down a beastie gore by shield.
Yep.
So
Yes.
This was packing a punch.
Choo-choo.
Trains, choo-choo.
Alright.
Question is, will there be animated trains moving around eventually?
Yes.
And will they, in fact, go choo-choo?
Not on this set. I can
Oof.
start a map on the vanilla Toyland set, and they do in fact have trains that do that. It is somewhat distressing.
Choo-choo is like the uwu of trains.
I
Oh,
believe
no.
you've done this, Stu. No.
You upset Scott.
Where's my industrial ones? There it is. Okay, where's my just bootleg industrial ones? There we go.
Choo-choo uwu, yes. Oh, you see the chat likes it.
I can't believe you've done this.
Ooh.
So if I have a depot here for this one, because I need somewhere for my trains to start and for them to be serviced, that will mean that I'm going to need to have a line that's going to come out there, so the inevitable trains that will come from here, go into that depot, can then leave again. Because otherwise you just get trains circling around and around and around, and that's suffering. Do need to have...
Nobody can help.
Put that in the wrong place. So... Oh yeah, these signals, so we've got the regular block signal. It can be passed one direction only. Entry signals, I don't bother with those. I use path signals, which are junction ones, which as long as the train has a clear path, it will follow down it. I will demonstrate this in a bit. And then I have a path semaphore with a one-way, basically a one-way. So trains cannot come down this way, because it's got the little red bar on it, but they can go into there, and I'm pressing WASD where I should not be pressing WASD.
Oof. It is annoying when you play an old RTS and WAS doesn't actually work. To be fair, that is a fairly modern thing. Start using WAS, it's like movement cameras. Total War only started doing it.
But they have arrow keys. Why would they use anything else? It also means that I have my wrist uncomfortably over my mouse cables.
Yeah, WAS
because I
just
don't
so
use the arrow keys apart from for this game. So this is going to be hopefully functional. This is then also, both of these lines are going to go into one, so we're going to have I didn't think that through, never mind. Now, is this going to be a problem? Probably. Am I going to care later?
No.
So, that's a one-way ticket signal even. That's a one-way, that's a one-way. Those are multi-way. So in theory, they should only use the... They should always have a platform to their right-hand side when entering the platforms. These two stations are very near each other, and they will presumably eventually be consumed by one another. Now, if I was being sensible, I'd probably put some reversing points in a few of these, but it's such a short trip, I will hopefully be fine. The other thing to do with railway lines that are going through cities like this is the inevitability that they will just build roads across anything you don't want them to.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask that. Do the roads, are they auto-built by the AI, or can you construct roads?
The towns will build their own roads. You can also build your own roads.
Oh, well, you should probably build your own roads if you have the fun.
Oh, I will, but when I need to. My current plan, though, is the...
I feel like this is not scale because
I
I
mean,
can't imagine trains needing to stop in the like maintenance warehouses for.
no, they're... I have in the past built with as a different pack, because these don't quite fill a square.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a pack where they're shaped like the North Light depots, primarily used by the Eastern region, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That you can just extend them back and back and back, and they've even got back doors on the shed that are closed. So you can have it as you can put it on an intermediate siding, so it looks right, but isn't, as it were.
Yeah.
So I need more signals.
Deep lore.
Now, hopefully, then these signals become a problem, but you need to basically I need to give ample space for them to move betwixt. Now, this isn't a terminus station. Eventually, it's going to keep going, but it is for now, so it looks a bit odd. But that will be all will become clear. So a long boiler is not relevant. However, the 420 Crampton should be a nicer choice. So I generally start with quite short passenger trains, just because they're heavy and expensive. But you can expand them later, generally. So there, 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 there. And I'm going to get... I'm going to go 4 of these if I can afford it. So now I've got 88 grand left out of 500. I should put the line into this brickworks. And then I'm going to export anything from the brickworks by road. Because it's in the middle of a city, so yeah. I'm going to put the station there. They don't like you adjusting the land or building stuff, so there's a few ways you can get around that. One of them is planting lots of trees. So I'm going to have the tracks coming out the middle. No, I don't have space to do a loop, so I'm going to have that coming in there. I'm also going to have to put a depot on here, so I've got somewhere for these trains. Actually, no, I can use the depot over there, can't I? Let's again have the path signals. That's going to have the block one. And I guess I will have that in there just for completeness. So these are going to be exit only. These are going to be entrance optional. So that signal goes, that point goes there, and that one goes there. This looks a bit untidy, but it should work. It also means the more track I've got covered, the less they can build fucking roads through. Because I'd imagine they're going to put a road straight across there, and it's going to cause untold levels of carnage. So we need a long boiler again, and clay trucks. 3.5, 4, 4.2, 4.6, 4.8. Now, in the main version of this game, each like carriage or whatever is about half a locomotive unit long, or half a square long. Unfortunately, it's not consistent with the teeny tiny little ones because they are so small. So go to there. So fill up at the clay pit. I want 2 of those. Right, I've got 32k left. I'm going to pay off my debt. Now I've unpaused the game, so everything's going to start building. Let's go and look at some depots. I'm going to put it on to speed boost mode just for a little bit until it's established. So your first train to each station, is, especially for passengers, is going to generate jack shit. However, what I can do, because I'm a big brain intellectual, is if I connect this to the main station, I can, like, cheat it. So it now has that as the catchment area, and the station's over there, which is very useful. But Nullus, there's an I'm Always Right train as well now, and you wouldn't want me to make that one. Because remember a few days ago when I was like, hey, I'm gonna stream this game, and then I did.
Oof.
God, I'm always searching. Hi, Nolus.
So we've already got loads of passengers building up there. Now I need to... So, Pendington South is not actually in the catchment area of the town it's attached to, but never mind. Ugh. Mendington Bay. Why is one of my trains lost? I just saw that pop-up message. Nindingbury.
The IRA bombed it.
Oh, Bagara. Why is train 6 lost? Ah, you stupid bastards. So you know how I said, right, hopefully they won't just go into that one, irrespective of whether they can get out or not. Yeah, they did.
Oh my god, there was a nuclear power plant.
No, it's just coal-fired.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, I want y'all to know I am making the cursed choo choo oo woo train.
I can't believe you've done this.
I'm not drawing a new train because, I mean, I could draw.
Is it just a train with an ooh-woo face on it?
Oh no.
Yes, but I'm making it adorable.
Thomas, why are you giving me that look?
I should have put a train in the campaign, one of the campaigns at some point. Because both Star Wars and 40k have train.
We could always do like a train heist.
Yeah.
To be fair, the that one Combine Harvester was just kind of a bootleg train I made.
Yeah. Thomas the Dankin.
Let's go check in on the timber ones. Yeah, I was like, I said I'd stream this game, and then I got my channel back a few days later. Feels good, man.
Hell yeah.
I might, because these trains are kind of slow, need to get a third one. How much do these trains cost me? 22 grand. Done. As while the trains take longer than they take to fill up to get between the stations, it's a good idea to have a spare. And in fact, I can monitor this using the stations tab. And yeah, there's a lot of passengers there. Now I'm thinking I could do a city-to-city like express train. But all my trains are already as fast as they can go. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get some more. That seems like a viable option. How much are these trains? They're 35 grand. I'll get one more for now. That's all I can afford. I'm going to try and save up, and I'm going to buy another 5. Which one will get to the edge of the station first in this race of pixels? The one that was already moving. So this needs... Does it need gravel for the brickworks? I forget. I will, however, attach this to there. So yeah, I can build my own roads. Can't afford to build my own. I've also just remembered, it's 1855. What the fuck kind of land-based vehicles do I have? I'd imagine it's horse and carts.
Yep.
So I want to carry goods. Yeah, I think I'll go with the 12 miles per hour option. carrying goods.
Speed limit for horses.
I probably should have just put a little tiny train in for this, but I didn't, so, you know, oops.
It is funny how trains existed, like, well before cars.
Yeah, train's been around forever.
Well, it's always the thing of a horse is a fairly, you know, concise means of transit. If you wanted to put a steam engine in a car, the first, well, in a cart even, the first steam engines were fucking enormous.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there are ways of doing faster junctions for this kind of thing, like I could have a little overbridge, so it doesn't actually have to cross the main line. Which, considering it's currently a big slow bit, and I have the money,
Shall return.
have fun. So I'm going to get rid of this piece of track. But yeah, so obviously I've still got these dozens of passengers to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Let's upgrade that one to one of those signals.
So have you played this game before, or is this your first time? Like,
I've got, I don't even know how many hundreds, if not thousands of hours in this game. Let me just quickly save. And I'll open up my save game directory. Now, a lot of these are the same company, because I would save it fresh each time.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So I'm still scrolling. Kebra Transport was probably one of the better ones I had for a while. I think that was the one where I made £1 billion. Oh, no, wasn't done scrolling. Yeah, had that game for a while. Let's pay off some more debt. Alright, now currently I have got... Let's check if this actually works. So speed this up quickly. Okay, good. It does produce goods when I do that. Because some of them, if you need two things, it won't. For example, I need to get a steelworks pretty quickly, or I'm not going to have one for like another 45 years. That's the steelworks. There's one. There's a power station. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, the map's inverted. I don't think my eyesight's as good as it used to be based on looking at this. I've barely even played this on these monitors. Turn off fleet names. So we've got steelworks there. And there's the iron mine. Ugh. So I'm going to here then. Right. Mouse cables. Hello, Stargazer.
hello.
So this is gonna be a thick boy of a station.
You know, there's something wholesome about putting an uwu face on a train and it just looking adorable. Because this train looks adorable.
I'll try and put it in the art channel myself.
Stress.
And I will pin it.
I've not seen this yet. I am
I haven't finished it yet.
I'm actually going to pause time briefly, just so I can make sure I've got this ready. As if I don't get a steelworks attached to my grid early on, it's very difficult to tack it in later. So I'm going to move this junction backwards slightly. I have to put another thing in there, just in case my trains decide to try and escape.
Be wary of the feral train.
You joke, but...
They kill people.
Yeah, I'm industrious, Penny. Oof, 10 grand. How much is it going to cost to pop up this piece of land? 15 grand! Oh, that was not worth it. Never mind. Yeah, adjusting land in this game is expensive, especially if it's coastal land. Farmland is also a popular one for vast expense. There's technically a function where you can, like, price it out before you do it, but I never remember to. Because I'm just a terrible, terrible capitalist. Right, so I need to get this line... See, estimated cost, 7 grand for that piece of track.
That's a lot.
Yeah, sometimes I just do little bits like corners, where I know they need to go in, so I can just draw straight lines.
Has no money.
Yep.
Bless you.
And then normally, when I'm a big fancy businessman later on and have the cash for it, I will go around and like straighten out all the little bumps. Thank you, Penny. But yeah, so I should have a fairly reliable source of income because I say all these passenger trains. There we go. I've got 6 grand before I even finished saying that they get me quite a bit of money. Let's sit here and see how much this one makes me. So this is not a full-length passenger train. It is a grand. Not bad. Not bad. Where are you going? Okay, yeah. Because it can't loop back. Grumble. That won't work either. What am I doing?
Also, I'm not apologizing if this is not a European style train.
Okay, I've found the reason for that little problem. So currently my network is quite disconnected from itself.
Choo Choo Woo Woo is a global train.
It's the globalists.
The Globalist Express.
Putting chemicals in water. Turn the fucking trains gay. To be fair, the chemicals they put in the water turn the trains badly corroded inside, but that's a different thing.
Pretty sure that is actually a European train, so yeah.
I just drew the face on it.
Mainly because it just grey sky indicates Europe to me.
Yeah.
I posted it in your general sky.
Understandable. Now again, because these trains like to just be massive pains in the ass, I'm going to put a completed junction on there.
Oh yes, this is a train in London.
Oh yeah, that's a 450. Okay then.
It looked cute.
I like the way you mostly used its existing lights to help you.
Mm-hmm.
It's... Well, I might have a thumbnail.
It's gonna just say choo choo is ooh for trains. Master stew. Words of wisdom.
Oof.
I find myself in times of trouble, Master
I mean,
Stew
I could
comes
have
to
tried
me,
to draw an
speaking
actual
words of
train.
wisdom. Ooh is choo-choo is ooh for trains.
Let it be. Let it be.
I will say the like actual little mini like Thomas the like trains like the trains that actually have faces. Those things are terrifying looking.
Ah, you've not seen some like the older ones from the 80s and 90s, have you?
I have. I'm just saying, like they're creepy.
No, you know the thing I'm always complaining to people about when they're building stuff in Minecraft? With like minecart
Mhm.
tracks? You may notice a theme of why I'm complaining. These huge, long, straight, flat lines. So where are my trains? So yeah, that one, as long as it doesn't go to the depot first, should go over the bridge so it won't get in the way of the passenger trains. And at some point I might actually put in a avoiding freight line so that passenger trains are not slowed down. Because the passenger trains can go almost twice as fast.
Can the trains like crash into each other?
Possibly, but I don't let them. I have had a few train crashes. Generally, it's when I'm doing track maintenance and have not paused. And then things go awry. So I need to get this train going as quick as I can. So full load. And it is 22 grand per train. So go, schnell, schnell. Okay, it has literally any load on. That's enough. Because if the factories don't have trains or whatever for a long enough time, they go, well, guess we need to close down. So next up, I need a coal mine, of which there is one right here. Excellent, because you need coal and iron to make steel. As I'm sure at least some of you will know.
Mhm.
Now, I'm a fan of small, aesthetically pleasing bridges, despite the fact that they're expensive, and an expense I do not require, but So doing the not very aesthetically pleasing, but very functional 3 times junction. So now hopefully all these freight trains will start getting me some more money. And I'm going to avoid this farmland because it's really not worth it. Also, the more track infrastructure I can get built early in the game, the cheaper it is. Because inflation is a thing. I'm not actually sure what the rate of inflation is. Let's have a look. Settings. Counting? It's the interest rate's 2%. Does it have inflation listed? Inflation is on, but not specific. Handy. So yeah, this has many options for sort of real-world-esque factors. You can also have natural disasters, economic downturn, all that kind of stuff. And generally,
Cool.
I have like industries and stuff that are big enough that I can basically just tank the losses for the duration of the economic downturn.
Mhm.
But that's a fairly rare event. Though sometimes I think they're pre-programmed into the game at intervals. Like any historical ones, sometimes they will have those as like a fixed thing. Make it. Make it, make it, make it, make it. There we go. Train's arrived. So, coal. Now, sometimes these, I will have it so there is, what's the word? 2 separate stations for coal and iron, and have a third station as the output for the steel, but it can be a little unreliable. The other thing you can do is set it to just unload, and have a truck that just drops it off, because you need more coal than iron, but getting that, no, more iron than coal, but getting that in the exact ratio it requires consistently can be an issue. So sometimes it'll just reject trains until such a time. But yeah, I'm starting to get more money now, so I can afford to do things. Yep, so that's... How much can these little wagons carry? 8. So I'll need 6 more of these little things to deal with the current supply situation. Not sure what level of game sounds I've got on. Oh, I can put on the jazz jukebox.
Ooh, jazz is always good. Depending on what kind of jazz.
This sounds like the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Right, now next I want to try and get a factory.
Yeah, that sounds pretty 90s to me.
Now, which factory do I want to use? Looks like I'm starving lumber trains and other exciting things. So I think I'm going to have to go over to there. Getting well. How very exciting.
Hmm.
The other thing you can do is have different adjacent stations. So the first 2 is going to be my drop-off, and the second 2 is going to be my delivery line. There, my outputs. I can turn the music off if people require. I thought it might be a nice little bit of background. Viewing figures suddenly dramatically drop.
No.
I've got another coal mine here. Might detour some of that coal to a power station. I said I was going to get some more passenger trains and I could afford it, didn't I?
Yeah.
We had any new advances in locomotive technology? No. Okay then. So we've got 5 trains currently. But 3 more. So the plan will be to connect all these together. This station's going to go to there. That one's going to go to there. That one's going to go to there. As the you get 1st and 2nd grade goods. So 1st grade is stuff like lumber, steel, you know, the like big stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get well, goods basically. and stuff like fuel oil. What else is there? I think that's about it, basically. I did like the introduction of rivers when that happened. It's just kind of inconvenient because you have to go over them. Or under them.
Like making a tunnel?
Yeah, but it's kind of awkward because they're at the same height as the rest of the land. But yeah, this soundtrack is very, very ingrained in my mind. So I need 23 grand to make one of these trains. I've already got lots of coal building up. I've been going for 45 minutes. Wow. Just going to speed the game up until I can get the required funds. But yeah, the path signals allow the trains to go through a overlapping area of stuff. So refit this to carry steel. But yeah, copying trains at this point in the game is easiest because there are 2 freight vehicles and 2 passenger sort of type vehicles. That's fortuitous timing. So it's got coal, iron's about to be dropped off. Good times. So yeah, that means there's iron, that means there's coal. Okay, and skip. Okay, so I'm going to get another one of those trains. Now I need to actually start putting some junctions in because there aren't any at the moment. Just gotta hope that nothing tries to go to the. There we go. That should hopefully solve that issue. I had assumed I had forgotten these tracks by now, but no, I remember them clearly. And now you all get to enjoy them too. Won't that be nice?
Yes.
I have 200 grand. Can I have 8 trains? I'm going to boost that up to 10. Well, I should probably just invest in longer trains, but the frequency helps. Now I could use this as a freight drop-off place. Conversely, I could put some freight platforms in on this station. Because obviously, one of the things, if you're trying to be expedient and not necessarily cost most effective, is getting goods to a nearby station quickly. So I could do that by having lorries, or well in this case horse and carts, that take stuff from this factory to here. But the volume I'm likely to be able to create is going to be a problem for that. Ooh. A new express passenger locomotive has been made available.
Very.
closing. That's the thing, primary industries can close down, but secondary industries will only close down due to lack of things happening. So, oil wells and stuff will run dry, but pretty sure there used to be a button you could press that you could make these extend to the next signal on their own, but I forget what it is. Just for my own convenience again, I'm going to put a nice chonky junction there, just in case any trains decide they insist on getting lost. So, long boiler, tiny little 5-ton bolster cars, 4.8, and then a brake van, because all trains require brake vans, it being a thing. Lumber, 115 crates. There. It needs to go there. Transfer, not to north. Now you may notice new industries are being built, but they won't actually be built until like the 1920s, I think, is when the game registers that it's a thing. I did not think that through, that thing I just did.
Oh, what? Like, when did that? Did you mess something up?
Not exactly, I've just got the output and the input for a station on the same set of platforms. So they're going to pick up lumber from the station, which is going to be supplied by obviously the wood trains coming in and dropping it off. It'll then be processed. So let's go and review all my stations. Got steel starting to build up here. That's a steel train. So I try not to have goods waiting on the platforms, I try and have them with a train, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm going to need some more passenger trains now. I have these starting at the other end of the network. I'm going to use the new locomotives. They're going to be passenger... Have I messed this up? No, I haven't. Good. So these are going to be full-length trains going to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, back to here, to there. That's closing. Now, how much are these trains? These trains are 50 grand each. So I'm going to buy a fleet of 4 of them. Now these are going to be slowed down a little, but the extra power should mean that the longer trains should be compensated. Ooh, new forest. I like it when this happens. Hey, and it's near my network. Even better.
Oh.
goes to there. It's untidy, but it'll work. This is a weird nostalgia trip with this music on. Because normally I just listen to, you know, like my Windows Media Player or something while I'm listening to these, but playing these. Train 18 can't find a path to continue.
It made it to the end of the line.
It's fine, it's just something blocking its path. It'll move. Now technically, at least for now, I didn't need a double track line for this bit, it's just a freight branch. But again, building near towns, double track is a better idea, because then if you want to expand later, you've at least got a return option. Now I know some people who will play this, and they will use the express passenger engines for freight stuff. And it's like, I get that, but with these vehicle sets, the vehicles themselves have speed limiters. Oh, they don't, well, not speed limiters exactly, but you know. They are... Oh, I'm about equidistant between the two. This one's a bit nearer. Not so fast the oil refineries are closing. The land-based oil wells don't really do much. But we have lots of sea, which means that later on we'll have plenty of offshore oil supplies. So I'm just going to move this junction nearer. Yes. An elf. So... those signals. I'm just going to remove this for now. It serves no particular purpose. Now, I guess I should probably do some more passenger stuff. Damn, that's a lot of passengers. Okay, I might need to... The station I have is not efficient.
So do you need to make a bigger station or a better station?
I need to make a better station. Because the thing is, most of the trains go into the depot, and the depot lines block most of the outbound lines. So I've got just tailbacks. But it's working, I'm getting cash for it, it's just... The problem is I can't do much of this bit because I've got that oil depot. So I couldn't... If I put another avoiding line in, then I'd have to go around the oil depot. Yeah, the advantage of the the four-track stations is, and a train can enter and a train can leave simultaneously. But obviously when the trains cross, as that one has just done, it's a bit inconvenient.
I think we only have one, like, for the really big cross, like, US train. That's one of the few trains that has a double track. They're all like the local trains only, because it only goes to like Dallas on a single track.
So this passenger line should continue that way, but for now, I need a place to send all these goods. Now I'm tempted to send more stuff to Fret Hill. To put a freight depot there. Put a fairly big one in and put it near the town. Yeah, I've been going for nearly an hour. Oh, it's just over an hour now. I'd originally planned to only go for an hour, but is Han still here?
Check.
Not looking at the Discord because I'm
Nope. Yeah, Han's still here. He's just deafened and muted.
Understandable.
I think Stu's still here. He's just muted. You did promise to play video games with Han.
I did, and I said I would. So,
Right, so I finished my dinner.
Oh, what'd you have for dinner?
Let us see. I had a burger and a bun with chips and corn.
fancy.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So this needs to come down there. This junction's gonna be a bit of a mess, but the intention is my freight will go onto the avoiding line for the station. That's the intention anyway. So I got my first bit of quad track as hey, I paid off my debts.
Yay.
So I'm debt-free in 6 years. Nice. Now if I can do that with my student loans. Now, so the local authority have gone, nah mate. Apparently my reputation there is very poor. How many trees do I have to plant to, there we go, poor. Excellent. Poor reputation is all I need.
Or do you need poor reputation?
So I can build a new truck stop, and then I suddenly have a big freight depot in their town.
You're really bringing the town down, Skog.
I'm town down. I've built them a massive rail network that they can, you know, now use to get their goods from one place to another. And
Yeah, but you don't have like a Starbucks or a Whole Foods for them. However, so they survive.
How will they survive in 1855? This is like a...
but
Concerned, yeah, this is like the 19th century. This is a heavy, even for them, a bit of industrialization going on.
yes. Yes.
You're right there.
Gog enjoys bringing trains to the mass.
I've just seen the... By the way, it randomly picks your character's aesthetic each time. I look like Diane Abbott's slightly more athletic cousin.
This is the Labour Party deficit.
No, this is... It's not communist. It's not even communist.
State release.
So yeah, the advantage of being the early adopter of this network is There's no other railway networks. Also, the bots for this game kind of broke in the open TTD version. Not quite sure why, but there used to be bots that, you could play against to give you some, competition. But,
maybe they decided the AI...
Yeah, the AI just doesn't really work too well with the newer stuff.
So what are you actually playing, Scott?
What do you mean?
What game?
It's just on my computer. It's just local single player.
Yeah, this is a what is that? Successor to Transport Tycoon?
Yeah, it's an open source successor, and I've got a bunch of UK mods for it.
I feel like these. Well, I'm not questioning Scott Judge, but I do feel like some of the track layouts aren't realistic. Just the way they crisscross.
Some of them aren't, but it's the that's how you set up a junction sort of thing.
Like some of them kind of look triggering because of patterning.
Well, bits like that one where you've got, because it's all at sharp angles, like you can't go from that line straight into the depot, so it's just two adjacent curving bits. Yeah, if I've seen someone say, "Oh, you should try this game," and it's like this, but it's all smoother, and it's just kind of wrong.
Oh, we're gonna see collision. Oh!
No, it's just, as I say, if you look at the little black paths, that's where they've elected to be going. Yeah, so the problem with having the depots is the train goes into the depot, and then everything behind it stops.
I like how just goes to the depot, so like, as if I could fit all the wagon.
Yeah. I once made a train up to the game limit in size just to see what would happen. And at the time that was 20 squares long. So trains 4 times longer than my current longest ones into one of those tiny depots.
Ooh, the new bank.
Go rob the bank.
Oh.
It's the payday gang.
It's the gang.
The 1865 payday gang.
Great
that'd be so cool.
Great train robbery intensifies.
I mean, that would basically Red Dead Redemption. How long are we carrying?
If everyone's here and wants to do, what's it called? Deathwing. I can stream Deathwing. I'd request that someone else host the game, but otherwise it is a option.
Did we finish one? Can't remember if we finished it. No, I think we did it. We're on mission 4, because mission 3... 3 was...
I heard the noise. I'm suspicious.
The what?
I heard the noise.
The ding?
Yeah. Now the question is it your ding or is it my ding? Because apparently tabs that are open in the background still work. So it might have been yours. Because I've still got all your stuff on my...
I don't think it would be mine.
Whose ding is...
I know, I like how I asked that yesterday. I was like, is this your ding or my ding? Like, I could hear his audio. I mean, it's just background.
A reward of...
No, I don't see anything.
No, I didn't either. Why was there a ding? Right, anyway.
No idea.
So, pause. I'm going to save this one. And... going to... Right. When I forget that I've got it set to full screen so it doesn't just go to... it wouldn't pick up TTD, for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm going to end this here for now. I'm going to get it set up for Deathwing, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. See you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye.